That's just the one thing you should expect, but everything else is a new experience every single time, and that's what I love about this game.
Yeah, apparently no Emperor Fun, so this is going to be another 10-player qualifier, so that might actually help these players, unless, you know, the bots do pop off again. We're here, as they say here in Boston, we're here at the Water Park, here with Bear, here in 4th place. Dr. Iggy here in 10th. Oh, he's going back to toe controls, by the way, so interesting situation here. You can actually see the movement in his hands on the camera of how he's steering the car versus the directional keypad.
I have that as a challenge redemption, and I gotta say it's not an easy thing to do. Maybe if you have like the, you know, the ye old steering control from the Wii days, it's a little bit easier, but I mean, it's not impossible, because as long as you know where you're driving and how to land these drifts, you're gonna have a way better time doing so. Morzella just taking out every single person, but unfortunately misses the shock dodge by a few seconds there, being in that star before. Still gonna have the boomerang though, because if you don't know, you don't lose the boomerang if it's out of your hand, because it's still traveling and you'll get it right back. So it's a really nice little piece of defense that they have. One more throw of. Super Dario is here in 3rd place though. Banana in hand, gonna be battling it out with that other Luigi.
Yeah, and we're starting to see a lot of players that are up here that we don't normally get to see. Dr. Icky now moving his way back up to 2nd place, as we do see what could likely be one of the players, the Toadette there way in the back, could be manipulating items. Fire coming in there to 2nd place. All this is doing is just allowing First to get farther and farther ahead. Dr. Icky now in a pretty big battle there with Super Dario, both of them only with the offensive items, so we're going to be seeing a little bit of a drag race, as now another player is moving on up here into 2nd with Mushrooms as well, that we can see. Both of them avoiding the banana, and it is Bear here in the link with a really solid loadout, looking pretty good to just glide his way to victory.
Yeah, really easy finish here. Has quite a little bit of a lead here. Bear, if you do not know, the original creator of Saturday Night Speedway, as well as a clip compilation of millions upon millions of views from this tournament, from their own streams as well. So I like to call him the Highlight King, because he does some
human
really
highlight
insane
reel
stuff.
You know?
He is.
Yeah, and I mean, I have some great, you know, memories of Bear. I mean, he was running some tournaments back, actually 3 years ago, nearly to the day. It was right around the only reason I remember the date is because that was also the same time when Kobe Bryant unfortunately passed away. But Genesis 7, you know, huge Mario Kart tournament. That got a lot of interest into the scene, a lot of focus on SNS here in Las Vegas, and then also nationwide as well. So, you know, Bear did a lot of stuff there. He also was doing a 6v6 scrimmage that I was a part of at one point against the WWE superstar Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, and so we did a 6v6 against them, and that was a blast. You know, so Bear's been kind of pioneering like a lot of Mario Kart content, and definitely owe a lot to him too for, you know, just creating the tournament here.
Yeah, absolutely.
4 years later, here we are, right? Like
163. Like,
it's wild.
That's a lot of tournaments.
This is the longest running tournament out of any tournament series here at the HyperX Arena as well.
Yeah, I mean, what is there not to love though? It's Mario Kart, and now with the new DLC, a lot of people jumping right back into it, saying, hey, there's new tracks now, new things to learn. It's not the base 48 tracks anymore. So no. It's so great. It's such a good game.
The pandemic brought in like a lot of life, and I think that, you know, originally early on back in 2018 or 2019 rather, you know, there was a lot of, you know, the competitive scene was already kind of a thing, and no one in Vegas knew about it except for maybe 1 or 2 players that kind of eventually got everybody hooked on it. And now we're here back in the beginning of 2023. We're watching Septendo right now, and we have players representing, you know, dozens of, well, half a dozen at least, the teams, but, you know, everyone's kind of just diverse, doing their own thing in the scene, and it's exciting seeing everybody, you know, kind of return here on Saturday nights and showcasing what they got.
Absolutely. Like we talked about, ages of all age ranges can get on the stage, have a great time. I mean, we've had literally so many people being in the same spot that you are in. We've got Ninja here, Mr. Beast. We had Ludwig here, who actually hosted their own chess boxing tournament in LA. I mean, there's just so much talent that's been here at the arena. We're seeing that red shell, though, the talented back, landing onto that other competitor, unfortunately. And now we see Zaddy Longlegs working their way in first place.
Zaddy Longlegs here rocking the Wendy pipe frame loadout. And yeah, it's just crazy to see, you know, how, you know, this community has evolved and how supportive the arena's been, over the past several years. These players have come in, come out of the community, now returning back. I mean, seeing Taco Cat come back, seeing Luna and Roxy Girl, coming back, and so many others. Marshall's, made a few different returns, so it's just pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, it really is, because a lot of, competitors, they grow up, they're leaving, they went to college, and being able to just grow up, they move. Being able to just grow up with this community has just been a fantastic time. It's a wonderful, fantastic community once you get to know everyone, and even going into the competitive side, having that 6v6 scene, it's just so much to discover with this game that you would have never known that exists otherwise. As we see the shot come out in this final section, Red Shell lands for Dr. Iggy
on a warpath here. And another thing too, just so many first-time winners last year, but will this be a win here for Dr. Iggy in the second race here, qualifier number 6? He's got the defense. He's got to be very careful here with this impending offense coming in behind, and Iggy is going to take this one.
Beautiful move there. Unfortunately, could not take that shortcut, but still being able to just consistently keep that first place run. Has a pretty substantial lead, as you see from that mini-map, from that corner turn. And I'm streaming there in third place.
Wonder where Bear finished in that one. Interesting, but really good result there for Dr. Iggy, as well as those players finishing up in the top spots. We've got Twitch chat saying anything cool? Yeah, just
oh yeah, no. In the second race, guess what happened? That we didn't notice.
A bot took.
Yes, a bot took second place.
Bot took second. Oh, that's why they're all talking about the bots.
Yep. Yeah, so if you don't know, once again, twitch.tv/Allied Esports. Join the chat, join the competitive scene, and really discover a whole new liveliness of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because this game is so expansive, has so much knowledge you can learn. And it's just a great time. It's fantastic. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, a lot of us are big into the overall US LAN community, and then also online Mario Kart Central, and that's really kind of where we developed these friendships. And even last year, there was a run of 3 or 4 SNSs where we had Julian come in and take one down, Cynic, Ty, Tone take one down on his first try.
So many traveling.
And it's cool because they're all traveling in. They've been seeing this going on for so many years. They wanted a piece of the action, and they put their money where their mouth was, and they really just came in, took down some of the top players here locally, and made a name for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so great. You have, when we were doing the interviews, talking to people who have traveled across the country.
Or the world.
From across
Netherlands,
the world.
Germany, it's
to
crazy.
compete and play Mario Kart is insane. It really is. It's fantastic. It's great to see all of this talent in one spot, in one stage, battling it out with people across all sorts of different backgrounds, all sorts of different people. It's great to see. But now we are on Siege, who's going to be able to chain those double reds, land it onto Zaddy Longlade, get the spin boost, and be able to move forward. Unfortunately, does not have the shortcut, does not have the shrooms for the shortcut, which is so necessary for this track.
Dr. Iggy trying to go for the run of his life here on Cheeseland. It's going to be a little bit of a risky play, given that so many powerful items can change and just dictate the strategy here. Bear could be the one pressuring Dr. Iggy there, and he does. Bear's going to get some guaranteed defense here, trying to put the pressure there with that banana on Dr. Iggy, but the real question is going to become, we haven't seen anything crazy yet. It's not really a matter of if, but a matter of when here on Cheeseland.
That is the question, isn't it? Because those shocks are detrimental to your race so much more than you actually think. Dr. Iggy, though, going to be able to grab that double item box. Siege is here, going to be able to take that mushroom through that shortcut. You can see how powerful it is, just working their way up to second place from one cut. Will they be able to grab an item in time? They do not. Going to get hit by Dr. Iggy here, and their red's going to go forward to Bear.
Yeah, and I just realized for Siege, I'm streaming Siege right now, not Siege. Yeah. So there we go. But Bear here trying to run. I mean, this has been a very uneventful Cheeseland, and I say that with my breath being held here a little bit. Dr. Iggy having a solid run here in second, though, but this is Bear's race to lose. Blue Shell coming into play. I think that Dr. Iggy should be okay here. It's going to go past him and go to Bear, but oh boy, Dr. Iggy falling off a little bit. Bear able to hang on, but is it going to be enough? Dr. Iggy, by the way, is falling back to fourth. Bear gets first. Who gets second and third? It's going to be Siege and Morzilla.
Oh, wow. Great work there by Siege and Morzilla, being able to scrape it by. high. I mean, genuinely, Siege doing a great job. We saw them consistently in that mid spots, had the lineup, got that mushroom shortcut off, as well as great work by Bear being able to just take that blue shell already in the shortcut and said, you know what, I'm going to go through the shortcut, take the blue, and then just trick off the glider so that you can just finish off way faster than just going around the longer route. So really cool strategies coming out from all of these different competitors.
And keep an eye out too on those points that are kind of between Pidgey and I right now here on camera. I mean, this is such a narrow gap. I mean, you look, I mean, the points haven't been updated yet, but Bear and Dr. Iggy, they're neck and neck. The points just shifted there again. We're not really seeing clear runaways like we have in other qualifiers, and that's really going to potentially play a factor into who's going to move on to the second chance and who's not.
Yeah, it really is, because when it comes down to it, this is the final qualifier of the night, so we're going to be seeing who's going to the second chance battle right after this. But now we got the standings right here. If you want to see where your favorite racer is ending up, there is the updated point total. But now we are starting on September. One more time, had some really unfortunate luck on Thwok Ruins last time we saw them, but still, with one more race, this is 15 more points that can be on the board for someone who can just work their way back up the leaderboard. We got him at the top right corner. Bear, Dr. Iggy, Zaddy Longlegs, I'm Streaming Siege, Morzilla, Super Dario in that top 6, Tantho, Brookie, the rookie, Daddio, and September rounding out the last of these 10 racers. So let's see what they're going to be able to do on this final track, Trainbow Road.
If you're in the back of the pack as well for Trainbow, this is actually a really good position to be in, because you do have a coin advantage when you start this track, being in the back, and then having this draft like you're seeing here with Super Dario, being able to draft off of Morzilla and Dr. Iggy here, it really does give you an advantage if you did start and didn't have the best result on that previous race. But Morzilla right now here in 4th, trying to put the pressure there on that player in pod 7. That, wow, someone got hit by the trail there from Morzilla, and that's going to be Thantho.
Tantho is here in 3rd place, has a very ideal loadout going into this final section. Let's see what they're going to be doing here. Will they be rolling for more items? Only time will tell.
Siege is in 1st. Let him cook. Siege has got this going on right now, but oh, his items got booed, but let's see what he can do here.
Yeah, we're seeing him in 1st place with the Waluigi. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. It looks like they have the lead. The mini-map, no one around them. They're going to be able to grab 1st place and most likely move on to semifinals so easily. Great work there. Dr. Iggy grabbing 2nd place as well. That is huge. Bear grabbing 3rd to round it all out.
What? And I did not picture this qualifier going this way.
Me either.
And, you know, I think Bear's going to hang on potentially for that overall win in the qualifier. But, man, you got to really think, though, that, you know, anyone Morzilla and on right now has a good chance of making it into semifinals. But we don't know officially. And, man, this is going to be interesting once we get through this qualifier and we get into second chance. Are there going to be any tiebreakers to even get a spot in a second chance? Who's going to make it? And then what's that cutoff going to be to get into semifinals?
That is the question. But what we do know is that we got highlights from qualifier number 6. Well, let's see what went down in this one. Excuse me, we got Morzilla here using that star, using that boomerang beautifully, and then being able to grab that boomerang last second as well after the shock happened. September unfortunately took a bad turn. You see their face, they cannot believe it. Dr. Iggy is now here with the triple greens, being able to dodge shock and work their way through a 1st place finish. And then once again, we're seeing Dr. Iggy unfortunately going in the off-road and then Bear grabbing 1st.
This is going to be Siege right now. Did get his items ghosted, but had such a phenomenal run. Nobody could phase him. And this win right there likely catapulted him into the semifinals, but we're going to have to wait till it's all official here very soon. But just some incredible driving and some great breakout performances.
Yeah, absolutely. Because seeing all these new racers being able to just compete, really show what they've got on the racetrack, and literally overtake some of the best racers in Las Vegas, it's great to see.
Yeah. We do have scores coming up, but yeah, just I challenge you, look up Bear UNLV on Twitter, and I mean, you'll see millions of views on some of his clips. And Bear does take this one down here with 49, but one of the first players here that we've seen across all 6 qualifiers, winning the qualifier overall, but with a score in the 40s. Dr. Iggy, this is probably a breakout qualifier performance from him with 44. Siege with 43. Zaddy Longlegs there with 36. Morzilla with 33. Super Dario with 31. That's going to be the danger zone a little bit, I think. Tantho there with 22. Brookie the rookie as well, tied for 7th. Daddio with 12, and Septendo there with 9. I mean, who knows what